Several years before, I had been in Washington, D.C. and dropped a friend off at an office building. And if you know anything about D.C., there's nowhere to park. So I stayed downstairs with the car. And this young man approached me and inspired this poem. And I titled this poem, The Messenger. I was approached on the street by a wild-eyed, disheveled, unkept, slightly graying, self-proclaimed prophet, a Black man who was once someone's little boy. Now a man, apparently homeless, possibly mindless, but convinced that he was blessed with divine wisdom that he must share, and I was chosen to receive the blessing. He says, I look up my name right to the past. You know why? It wasn't perfume I was smelling. It was melanin. They smell that way because they eat Black people. They eat red and yellow people too, but especially Black people. I looked at him and saw his sincerity and conviction. I thought about how African chants became field work hollers and spiritual songs that were adapted to blues and gospel styling. How Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin, then Whitney Houston, took those chants with their gospel phrasing and embedded them in wax. I thought about the journey of jazz from Bourbon Street in New Orleans to the Cotton Club of Harlem. I thought about the history of race music that was birthed from the blues in Memphis, Tennessee on Beale Street and electrified by Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry and 1,000 Black voices. I thought about how white people bought it up, lapped it up, ate it up, and created country and western sounds, produced Benny Goodman and Glenn Miller's Tin Pan Alley Vibrations, and petrified the sound of rock till it didn't roll anymore. I stood transfixed, casually leaning against the car and nodding my head as he said, Elijah Muhammad thought white people were grafted from Blacks and were created by the evil scientist Yakub, but he was wrong. They are demons. They eat dead Black people. But be careful, they will eat living people too. I peered into the black irises of his bloodshot eyes streaked with red veins, swollen from not enough sleep, not enough to eat, not enough of the things that sustain life, and too much stress. Stress caused by poor choices. Stress caused by powerful circumstances. Stress that found an outlet through his desperate words, seeking an audience that would entertain cold Black verbal images that were pressed by stress into a crystalline analysis that cut glass and revealed a world of white demons feasting on Black flesh as a functional metaphor of the oppression of white supremacy. What did it mean? Melanin, non-melanin, no melanin, no melanin. This prophet spoke of the presence of melanin deficient monsters, monsters seeking sustenance from the souls of sun-scorched Simbas. This seer spoke of cannibalistic creatures craving colored carcasses, creatures seeking to collect the creamy chocolate-filled centers of cultural consciousness. This knower of profane knowledge spoke of knowledge that clung like congealed pus to ivory white bones that clashed against ivory white teeth in the ivory white mouths of ivory white beasts. This holder of divine wisdom, hidden in the face of homelessness, this knower of holy things, concealed from all who would debase them, this prophet of the terror buried beneath the face of prophet, that bought flesh, sold humans, stripped spirit from soul, tore muscle from bone, ripped culture from consciousness, mauled meaning from minds, pounded people into a bloody mass of broken self-images, and fractured feelings into self-hate and mistrust. This seer of sacred somethings that was soothed by the telling delivered a message. Be careful.